How much of this is also the multicultural vote, in your view?
I think if you look at some of the seats that that Labor won, it didn't matter what the multicultural makeup was. If they're winning a seat like Hughes, which has got part of the Southern Shire in it, you're looking at some of those seats in out in Melbourne that are some are multicultural, some are not. It's just about people's working lives, and this is where the coalition had a strategy last year of saying we're going to go for working class voters. We're not going to go for just we're going to go in and out of suburban metropolitan places. They were actually on track for doing that in February until the public went from thinking, I'm not really satisfied with the government, to looking at the choice. Yeah. And there was exactly that moment they came out with the work from home policies and the cuts to the public sector. People don't want to hear when they're worried about their own job that the government's in favour of cutting jobs.
And if they hadn't have gone from the work from home policy, would they have had a substantially better result, potentially?
Yes. Because that was the start of people feel this is something that's your own life. Yeah. This is the kitchen table conversation. We're already struggling as a family, matching who's picking up the kids, all these things. And suddenly Peter Dutton has put the coalition right in the middle of that discussion, the tensions, the worry about the finances.
Because it overwhelms other things like the fuel tax reduction.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Because if you're driving to work 2 or 3 times more a week, that fuel tax reduction gets eaten up pretty quick. So you're spending a lot more anyway.
And one of the things, you're actually right, Kieran, because what happens is that he says, I'm going to cut your fuel. No, you're not. You're in favour of me driving 5 days a week. And every time that was this thing. And one of the other things that also happened in the course of the campaign was we tracked Peter Dutton's favourability. He started at -2, which is actually quite good.
Quite good for an opposition leader.
It is quite good for an opposition. He was at a good place in the last week of February. On Friday, he finished at -24. That's 57 negative, 33 positive. The science is in these sorts of things. It's done particularly a lot in the United States. Is once you're over 50 in negative and under 40, every time you appear in public, you're an asset for your opponents. Because they suddenly, the public don't hear what you say, they just see the guy they don't like.
And he was in Melbourne heaps, and look what happened there.
That's right, because he's particularly not popular there. And people also they look at the choice in front of them. The choice wasn't about the state government, it was a choice about who's going to lead the country.
Director of Public Data at YouGov, Paul Smith, thanks. Fascinating. And well, congratulations on getting that number bang on.